So you're looking at buying a rental property, let's say, on market with an agent. And I guess this could go for flips too. But in this case, let's just act like you're buying a rental property in single family or a small multi, right? First thing I would ask your agent is how they will place your offer. And if they say, well, I will just place one offer with whatever you want to pay. Wrong answer, fired. Maybe not, but here's how I place offers, right? I always submit 2 offers, at least 2 offers, sometimes 3. So I'll go over the 3 offers the third one just popped in my head. I was gonna say 2. So first offer will be in cash. Second one will be financed. And third offer will be owner financing, right? It all depends on the situation. If I throw out the owner financing one, I always ask, like, hey, are they willing to do owner financing? Some people just say right off the get-go, no, because they don't know what it is. Even if you explain it to them, they still don't understand it. So they just say no, right? So my cash offer is gonna pretty much push the point of it's quick, no appraisal, no inspection, if you feel comfortable doing that. Every time I do a cash offer, I make it low enough where no inspection, no appraisal makes sense, and I already know that it's worth more than what it is, right? That's why we're buying these things, right? Financing, we always say that it's longer, an inspection and appraisal. Sometimes we have the inspection, but most of the time I don't. So example, let's say I'm looking at this, I don't know, $200,000 duplex, right? It's a duplex in a nice area. Let's just say that the numbers make sense. Obviously, they have to make sense for you to offer that. So how would you kind of play this with the 3 offers, right? So my first offer, I'd always make in cash, right? So $165K cash, right? They're asking 200, not too far off, if the numbers make sense. Obviously, it's all different, so just use this as a rough example. My financed offer would be at $185K financed, and my owner financing one would be full asking with, I don't know, 4% interest, 5 to 10% down, the least amount down as possible, and just send it over, right? And let them decide. So which one out of those 3 offers would you rather take? This is kind of deviating from buying a rental property on market with an agent, but which one would you want to take, right? So it depends on the scenario. Let's say that let's say that the property itself is worth, I don't know, $190 the way it sits, but you can raise rent by $100 or $200 and it'll be worth like $240 maybe. Let's just rough numbers, right? Okay, so in that scenario, so it's kind of it depends on what position you're in. If you can buy it in cash, I would obviously buy it in cash, raise the rent, do a cash out refinance, get all my money out, and then have 0 money into it and have it as a property that's going to cash flow. That's a great way to do it. If they're willing to do owner financing with not a lot of money down and a low monthly payment and a decent interest, even if the interest is high, who cares, right? Because you're going to refinance out of that anyway. As soon as same scenario as before, raise the rents, refinance, right? So at the 200K, let's say you only got to put down 10K. That's sweet. You fix up the units, raise the rent, and the building's worth 240. You do a cash out refinance, you can pretty much get almost all your money out and still cash flow, right? So it just depends on what your scenario is and what your game plan is. My game plan is always to have the least amount of money in a property as possible so I can put it in another property, right? And granted, that money might have to stay there for a year, maybe 2, until we can cash out refinance or get a supplemental on it. But anyway, back to what this video is about. I always, even if you are going to try to buy properties on market, and if your agent isn't an investor friendly agent, Most aren't. Most are used to buying houses for people. And obviously, I think that if I was an agent for my career, I would focus on investors, right? Because a person buys and sells one house, two, three max in the lifetime. An investor, man, if he's a beast, he's buying 10, 20, whatever, whole bunch of houses, right? So anyway, but if you're using an agent, you should ask them how they're going to put into offers. And if they're not, tell them you want these kind of 3 offers, right? Or 2 offers, depending on the scenario. Because even if you do want to go with the financed one, the cash one being so low makes your financed one look good. If they really need to sell quickly and they don't really care about their final out price, then the cash one looks really attractive and you're getting a good bargain on it, right? And I think for you to have the least money out as possible, the owner financing one is probably the best scenario, right, with the right terms. But I always try to make those 3 offers on market stuff. And obviously right now it's difficult because the market's hot and everything else, but you can still find those properties that people are maybe looking past or not seeing, or maybe, everyone's on Thanksgiving break. I guarantee you, if a property hits on the 24th